welcome back. You're still watching the Afia Morning Show on air. My name is Nafta Bibuku. Oji is still here. Now we're heading to sports, from education to aviation to the courts. Now we're finally in sports. Recently, you recall that Nigeria's national women's football team and Nigeria's national women's basketball team made the country proud with their performance in separate matches. In recognition, the two sporting teams were rewarded financially with national honors and even supported with housing. Now we're going to join in the studio to assess this by Dr. Obasi Chikezie, public affairs analyst, to assess whether this was fair or unfair. Was it objective, or should we look at the subjective factors of the situation of things in the country versus the large sums of money and gifts that Mr. President honored these players with? Dr. Obasi, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, thank you very much, and good morning, our viewers.
And good morning to you as well.
Thank you.
So this is a big one. Lots of people were excited. They saw it as a great boost to Nigeria's, shall we say, public perception. But then down the line, we started to see people say, look at the huge amount of money you're giving the players, whereas you're not paying off the army well, the security or other security operatives, and the state of things in the country. Nigeria is still taking loans after giving such huge sums to the players, right? And people don't really know how to react to it. So objectively, it's a great one to recognize sports. Subjectively, there are other contextual factors that could impact how people perceive this gesture. What do you stand, or what do you take from this?
I think Mr. President was just playing politics. I think he was just trying to cash into the frenzy of the moment, to shower them with the gifts. I mean, they have not done the right thing, when it comes to sports. And for me, giving people, $100,000 and ON for winning medals, I don't think that was the best for the country at this moment. Let's begin to situate it clearly. First, the money was announced in dollars. So what value do you attach to your own currency? That's the first impression. Yes, $100,000 sounds like 100,000 naira. But how could you have explained to anybody that you gave an average person that won a cup 150 million naira out of Nigerian coffers today? Let's look at what that would have done, to sport industry. Assuming if you have aggregated that money, got a good policy on sporting. And why did we get to this level? We got to this level because we only work at national level. People pay their way to get into national teams. People no longer climb the ladder. I remember back in days when you have children, go for sports competition, around secondary schools, primary schools. From there, you harvest talents. The JJO cultured them. They they were street boys. They were harvested. People didn't need to pay so much money, and then we saw a lot of cups, medals being won by Nigeria. Today, we are a country that struggles to get medals. If we won't go for Olympics, we hardly know that we were in the Olympics because hardly do we get any gold medal. And if we get some, it becomes quite small. The Paralympics, that's where we actually have medals. Now, the giving people $100,000 on a contemporary society of Nigeria today, I don't think that's an incentive. It's a disincentive to others. For example, I refuse to Japa. What have I gotten? Nothing. I'm not saying about me. But what has the man who had been, toiling and working so hard in Sambisa gotten? Many of our military men had said that the military is unable to pay their bills, hospital bills. Many of them are widowed. The military is finding difficult to, expand and get more people to give them accommodation. So to me, I think it's a misplaced priority, and Mr. President is purely, pursuing a, political agenda. And then giving them OON, if you ask me, what would other Nigerians get? You've been doing a great job. What has a journalist gotten? How many of them had actually been recognized for the beautiful work they've been doing? Those in the music industry, those the artisans, there are areas you needed to encourage. And for me, we need to begin to look beyond the playing to the galleries.
Right. Now we're seeing some of the players going ahead to visit the vulnerable groups in Nigeria. We're seeing one of the players that even went to Yowatda to give relief materials to some of the victims of the devastating flooding. So we're seeing some of these players going ahead to share this money with the vulnerable groups, people that have not been able to enjoy $100,000. So do you see these players being, somehow they're taking the responsibility upon themselves to better the lives of people that this money should have also been given to at some point?
No, I must tell you that I commend the players. Remember, many of them are been hosted by the various state governors. And Imo State governors, I think, gave them, 30 or 50 million.
Yes, the state governors contributed money as well, that added to the gifts.
So I think they're ambassadors, no doubt about that. I believe that giving people that are distinguished thing to give, giving them things, giving them gifts, giving them honors, and is worthwhile. And making them ambassadors is quite good. I expect that companies should rally around them, many of them becoming the face of the companies and so on. And then becoming an incentive, not an incentive, but a point of reference by those that are coming up. That's why I agree. What we are actually not comfortable is, first, like I said, one must pronounce currency, foreign currency or country by the president. I mean, that's like, it's an insult, to the average Nigerian. We don't have any reason why we should be talking about spending government, dollarizing our currency. That's our country, that's wrong. But number two, the amount of money mentioned, is humongous.
That's approximately 150 million.
That's the reason why they had to use the dollars rather than the naira.
Exactly, because you can't explain to Nigerians that you gave 150 million. It's better you are told us that we are given an apartment. Yes, the apartment you're talking about in Abuja, 3-bedroom apartment, will come up to nothing less than, if you look at, put up with almost 100 million naira again. So for me, I feel the government should find another mechanisms of giving incentives, to those that have actually excelled. But more importantly, people that put in their lives. The military men are not happy the way they are being managed. Right. I must tell you, I'm not happy. If you have been close to some of the military guys, you'll understand that our security operatives are put on the firing lane every day, and nobody is there to protect them. So many times I stop by and ask the security operatives, where are the police? I said, what about simple bulletproof, put on? We don't know are bare-chested, which is wrong, in an environment that is vested with insecurity. So we should be able to get our priority, better organized than what you are doing today.
Okay, let's talk about the international community right now, because we borrow a lot to support our infrastructure. So out of all those borrowings, and we are doling out these, humongous monies to support the women. Yes, they did a great deal. How would all these international aid agencies be seeing us right now?
Yeah, they see you good now. Let me tell you the simple truth. Why is it that international agencies are not lending so much to the Asian continents? Because their leaders are more intelligent than we are doing. At what rate are we borrowing? They want you to waste the money.
And for more.
Of course. Do you think that they are doing their business? If I give you some loan and then you decide to waste it and come back tomorrow, all I need is tie your loan either to your oil, to somewhere I will get back my money. But if the more you do not develop, the better for me. I keep giving you loans. So I don't think those that are lending us, and people should actually desist from thinking that the white man wants you to survive well. They don't want you to develop. The very moment you develop, why are they called developed nations? You have no reason to come to them. The world is controlled by economy. So if you are developed, if you have everything you need, why should you go to them? Why do you think the world is having multipolarity? Why do you think China is getting on the edges of the West?
All right, we're out of time now, but we'll leave it at this. The president has definitely set the bar high. Now, everything that happens with people will also turn to him. So what are you going to give this team or these players? Thank you, Dr. Chikeze, for joining us on the show this morning. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
All right, now the morning show has come to an end this Friday. The weekday edition is officially over, but don't feel bad. The weekend show will be on tomorrow at 8 a.m. with Divine Onwoha and Ogochukwu Osai as they bring your insights into the weekend edition of the Afia Morning Show. Up next is the Business Morning with Marvelous Apuamaga. Until we meet again, same time next week, Monday, I remain your host, Nathali Uku.
Oji Mwachukwu, have a splendid Friday and a weekend ahead, by the way. Bye for now.